Yo, 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 what it is, people, we is back. We is back. I posted this video days ago, yo, but, yeah, I want to go through this, hold on. Yo, what it is? My bad, man. Yeah, I want to go through this, can y'all hear me? Everything good? King J, what it is? What's up, young? Y'all make sure y'all share the video, y'all. I think Sunday, that's what we gonna do, y'all. Every Sunday we gonna go live this and do something. And y'all, if people wanna come in, y'all can drop the link too, y'all. If y'all wanna come rock out. But yeah, we ready to do the let me make sure everything right. Make sure this video ain't where it's supposed to be. But yeah, I want it was an exciting day in court Friday. And I've been trying to get around to this, but I couldn't ever get around to it. So I figured Sunday, everybody probably chilling. We might as well go live. Hold on. Might as well go live. Let's see. It might ain't pop up anywhere. Okay. It's on Twitter. I said if it made Facebook. Cause I actually set this live up days ago. Like 3 days ago or something. No, I ain't on Facebook. Alright, so we good. We on Twitter. We on just be on Twitch. You should be on Twitch too. That's what it is. Yo, it's a bust. Somebody gotta do it. This a good one today. This a good one today too, cause we got a gangster. We got supposed to be gangster on the phone crying. You heard me? Voice box. We got supposed to be gangster on the phone crying. So we ready to have a lot of fun with this one. Hold on, y'all. Just gotta make sure everything right. Make sure everything right. When Justin Bieber losing his mind, he put a picture on this on his story crying. I don't know what he got going on. What else? Now, what it is, man? Where you been at, man? Name? Alright, so let's get busy, y'all. Let's get busy. How you been, man? Screen. Make sure y'all let me know y'all can hear everything too. Know how these lives get sometimes. Alright, hold on. If you on Twitter, if you on Twitch, come to YouTube, man. YouTube is the spot. It's the only place I can see the comments at. Alright.
It's involving hopefully, it appears to me from the context, limited context, they're discussing some unknown person being robbed by other unknown people tied up.
Hold up, y'all. I don't like how that sound. So y'all can barely hear it. Hold on. Make sure my sound's right real quick. How everybody doing this Sunday, man? Where the fuck is the sound? Let me know if y'all can still hear this. If you can't hear this, let me know, please.
There's no indication that, well, certainly there's no indication that any of these people were robbers, and there's no indication that these people were associated.
Alright, that should sound a little bit better. Alright, appreciate it. King J, what it is. So this ain't nothing but small talk right here.
About these events to the police.
Yeah, plus he was talking low.
That in itself, Your Honor.
Now she been getting a lot of negative energy her way about how she constructing this case. Like Shorty is straddling the fence to the point where she damn near falling a lot of times, and the judge getting pissed off with her. Like she trying to get a conviction so bad on Young Thug, but I think it's ultimately gonna cost her losing. You know, because these prosecutors, everybody involved in this case, it can make their career. You know, that's the thing. That's what makes this shit political when it comes down to these YSL guys is if they get a conviction on Young Thug, this can make their career. And they might be a fucking senator next. You know what I mean? And she's trying damn hard. But a lot of times she falling flat because she's straddling the fence and she going over into more corruption.
Allison's number. She did a search for Mr. Allison's number. She recognizes both Rodney Allison and Trontavia Stevens' voice. And with respect to the second call, just because we're talking about how you know.
Let me go back some more, see what she's talking about.
Represent their clients to the fullest. I think I'm dubious of the argument that either of these calls truly further any identifiable conspiracy, so that they would fall under.
I appreciate y'all hitting that like button.
All right, thank you, sir. Anybody else want to comment on the August 15, 2015 call. Okay, I'll move to the other call between Mr. Murphy and his significant other, Erica, in just a second. So, State, would you respond to both Mr. Steele and Mr. Short's argument in terms of how are these statements?
Let me share this to Instagram.
What does a home invasion have to do with anything?
I'll start with the home invasion, and we can exclude that portion of the jail call. That part is Rodney Allison talking to Trontavia Stevens about a third party or parties that they both are familiar with. Obviously, from the conversation, you can tell that. But for the purposes of these hearings, Your Honor, I do not believe that that portion would. I think that it would add context, but I don't think it's something I'm going to argue over, and I will gladly take out.
I think you should take that out.
I would gladly.
What about the issue of the identification of speakers?
Your Honor, I can speak to that as well. So Detective Gaither went in and
Look, I told her she tried hard as hell, man.
For certain calls after certain things happened during her investigation. So upon learning that, upon getting Mr. Allison's number, she did a search for Mr. Allison's number. She recognizes both Rodney Allison and Trontavia Stevens' voice. And with respect to the second call, just because we're talking about how you know who's speaking.
Is that Walter? Are you talking about Walter Murphy and Erica?
Yes.
Okay.
With respect to that call, she, in the same or similar manner, got from Mr. Murphy his girlfriend's phone number, and when he was booked into the jail, after she talked to him at headquarters, she searched for that number and found that booking call. So she too recognizes Mr. Murphy's voice, and she can as well identify the speakers by the content, by contextual details that are spoken within the call itself. For instance, Mr. Murphy having told her that his girlfriend was 8 months pregnant, he references her pregnancy on the phone call. He references times that he will have to go to court. He references things that he is charged with. And as for Mr. Allison and Mr. Stevens,
let's go to that one. Tell me how this.
Yeah, because she ain't got nothing to do with the case.
Exclude the home invasion or any statements as it relates to that. The rest that's left, how are those statements in furtherance of the conspiracy?
thank you, Your Honor. As we laid out for the court and counsel for the defendants yesterday, the first portion of the call, after they acknowledge one another, Mr. Stevens and Mr. Allison, and after they get out of the way, that home invasion stuff, you hear Mr. Allison in a very guarded voice telling Mr. Stevens that your man, Lil D, you need to do something about him. And you hear Mr. Stevens saying,
Who's Lil D?
That would be Quindarius Zachary.
Did anything happen to him?
Who incidentally will be called as a witness in this case, but that has no bearing on this fact. Quindarius Zachary is also a person who has been identified as a member of the criminal street gang Young Slime Life. He is also a person who entered into was convicted of events that occurred in the wake of Donovan Thomas's murder. He was an alleged he was a straw purchaser for members of YSL. So he is very firmly established as a YSL member. What he is doing
is anybody still locked up for nut murder?
I'm sorry, what Mr. Stevens is doing.
Them boys must ain't catch no time.
Mr. Allison about the fact that Quindarius Zachary is talking. He's telling on folks. And Mr. Allison is encouraging, to say the least, Mr. Stevens to talk to Quindarius and get him to stop talking about these events to the police. That in itself, Your Honor, is a conspiratorial act and statements, considering the fact that these events, he also references later on, they're locking up everybody. They lock everybody up. And then you hear Mr. Stevens say, no, they've only locked up 2 people. They also reference Moncton along with Lil D. So at least 2 members of YSL had been charged with offenses, including gang activity in the wake of Mr. Thomas's murder, and they are discussing that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Mitigate the impact.
That's what I'm saying, Naeem. It don't sound like he was charged for the straw purchase. Like she bringing up a lot of people that sound like they ain't really got too much involved with the case. That's why a lot of these witnesses is coming up and they giving them the backlash that they getting. Cause it's like, yo, why you got me? I ain't got nothing to do with this. Like they going all the way back into 2013 and bringing up like, yo, come on now.
One of the members' willingness or apparent willingness to speak to the police about that. So our argument is that the conspiracy,
Right, voice box. Here we go.
Is the existence and operation of the enterprise and the criminal street gang, Young Slimelight, is one that has been charged. And the conversation that they are having regarding quieting.
So yo, she's straddling the shit out the fence.
Not having them speak anymore to the police is yet another conspiracy that furthers the interest of the gang itself.
Yeah, but what happened? What happened? Did he get killed? Or he's still living, right?
Phase of this conspiracy. And in fact,
Who got charged?
the call between Mr.
Did anybody get charged?
Has to do with that. And there's also a point at which Mr. Stevens, during that call,
Right.
asks Mr. Allison if he believes that, I think he called him Rapper Boy, would be...
You're right. That would have made more sense. Because that is a slam dunk.
helping him out, paying his bond. Mr. Allison responds, I don't know. If he does, if he is willing, he hadn't talked about it. And if he does, it'll be in secret. So Mr. Stevens on the stand presented himself as a person who had no further ties with the rapper. I believe that they are speaking of as Jeffrey Williams, that they went their separate ways.
Assuming.
He was jealous of him. This is what he said on cross. He was jealous of him because he made money, but he expresses no such sentiment while he is speaking with Mr. Allison. And in fact, he is speaking with Mr. Allison in a more hopeful tone.
I told y'all though, y'all. Remember I said that? Yo, a lot of these dudes was jealous of Young Thug, man. It shows. There's no way you get this many people testifying on you, man. But this is partly Thug's fault. Because if you wasn't going to take care of these boys, you should have kept them. You shouldn't have had them around you at all. Now they got you in here on all these crimes that these niggas did that you ain't had nothing to do with.
Allison will reach out to yet another member of YSL, as the state alleges. So the entirety of that call, with the exception, just for the sake of argument and for the purposes here, with the exception of them discussing the home invasion, is...
Let me put the tags in this video, y'all.
Relate to the offenses charged in count 1 of 22 SC 183572.
All right, madam. Mr. Steele and Mr. Short, you may now move to let's do the Walter Murphy call to Erica.
Maybe I missed this. What dates does anyone know what these calls were placed?
Yes, so the one to Mr. Allison from Mr. Stevens was placed on August the 1st of 2015, if my memory serves me correct. And the one to Erica was placed, I believe, on July the 5th, was arrested at Mr. Little's home.
That answer your question, sir?
It did, thank you.
Okay, all right. Mr. Steele, you may now turn to the call between Mr. Murphy and Erica.
Yeah, we gotta get around.
From 15.
Matter of fact, we gonna do that in this live too, yo. We gotta get around to what they doing to Melly, yo. What they doing to Melly is criminal, yo. It is criminal, yo, and it's a damn shame to getting away with that shit.
Before I do that, with the court's permission, there's one other portion that I'd like you to consider if you're admitting it at all. You also ordered the state to redact. Mr. Stevens is talking about the fact that he has a choice of taking probation, jail, or going to prison for aggravated assault police officer. So he is going to take the probation. So I don't see how that furthers the conspiracy. Right? But that is on the original report and just on Mr. Stevens / alleged Ms. Allison. So what are you objecting to? Relevancy or what? Does not further to say that I've already chosen. I had options: jail, prison, or probation. I chose probation about aggravated assault police officer. I don't know how that could possibly further the conspiracy. That's just a statement. I understand. All right, Madeline.
Your Honor,
I despise Chris.
Did you say he's a human hero?
I believe that portion of the conversation gives greater context and detail to the remaining portions. Mr. Stevens, as we all know, has testified about, and we've entered into evidence the incident that he's speaking about. So we would ask that the court allow us to keep that portion in, as it provides reciprocal and integral context.
Man, what it is, y'all hit the like button, little trap star. What it is, my guy?
That tie into the
Yeah, that was you that sent me that. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. Yeah, I did see that. We gotta discuss that, yo, cause that's BS. What they doing to Melly is BS, man, and it's crazy they getting away with it.
His intended outcome of events that are, we would argue, a part of this conspiracy overall. So it's still a portion of it, but he's just talking to him about it. And it shows his level of trust and relationship with the person that he was talking to. And we believe that that information could be relevant to the jury's consideration of the call overall.
I don't think so. Exclude it.
Straight up.
So you can exclude that name talking about.
She's straddling that fence hard, boy.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
If I was Young Thug and them after they beat this case,
To,
I'd have sued the pants off for lying.
the first call on August the 1st of 2015 in terms of what the court has enumerated. Not other than what you said.
Yeah, because we haven't heard anything this far that ties Young Thug to being a part of YSL, other than the shit that happened in 2013. But he didn't even get arrested for it. He didn't even get arrested for it. Like, I don't even think Young Thug got any charges, y'all. So it's kind of hard to sell that to a jury. A man that's a multi-millionaire rapper now was a part of this gang where all of these guys got all these wild, outrageous charges and he ain't never been charged with nothing.
It's not.
But he the head of the organization.
That's what you're saying. It is. I understand your argument. Okay. All right. Let me hear argument on the Walter Murphy call on July the 15th.
Man, I don't know name.
So
You know they can go over the right to speedy trial. You know, basically the right. But I seen somebody get off on that recently. I was surprised. But normally, like what I was told because I tried to do the same thing with my case. Long as they set you an original court date, that satisfies that rule. You feel me now? That shit can get postponed and all that. But long as you get an original court date within the 6-month time frame, that satisfies that rule. That's what I was told. But I also just seen recently somebody got off on that. It's called the Hicks laws. Right to speedy trial.
here is a sequence of the call. I have to get you timestamps for some of this.
I forgot the guy's name. His last name was Hicks. Something Hicks.
Booking process in Fulton County Jail is recorded. He is crying to a woman, clearly talking later about she's about to be a mother. So charged with, it says murder, that's at 159, I don't know how that furthers the conspiracy. They want me to tell, I'm going to tell you everything. I don't know how that furthers the conspiracy, that's spilling beans. At 240, he states, we got to ask Thug to start a fundraiser or something. I got to get some money. It's 408. Having a fundraiser does not show a conspiracy just because he knows Jeffrey Williams. He then states, should have listened to Birdman, who told me there ain't nothing out there but trouble, bro. I don't know how that furthers a conspiracy that he has regrets not listening to someone. He's crying again, Your Honor, and he wants somebody to watch over Erica. Through 701 or 5 minutes, sorry. I don't know how that.
So the jury not in here right now, y'all.
Then at 701, Mr. Murphy, he states we got to start a fundraiser or something. Got to get some money so I can pay a lawyer.
Yo, the case is so unorganized. The case is so unorganized. They going over a lot of these motions the same day as the is the trial. Like all of these things are supposed to be handled preliminary in the preliminary stages. They still introducing evidence as the trial was going. Like we had day 67, man. We had day 67.
That's a fact. He's making a statement of fact, not further a conspiracy. 713, because they got me in the car with people on camera.
Piffmatic, what it is.
Shooting on us. Sorry. You see what I'm saying? Doing the shooting.
Nah, I don't even know how the jury is paying their bills right now.
Just brain dead. That's from about 713 to 742. I don't know how that.
Fuck was that?
Conspiracy to say that the person is not dead.
Fuck am I computer making noises for?
But not doing the shooting on camera. That is, in my opinion, spilling beans. He then states that they're going to have to put a metal plate in his head. Your Honor, in context, I believe it doesn't say it directly. We're talking about his intention.
Okay, so this shooting is in reference to this phone call is in reference to that shooting that we did. We did the live on that where the guy had the half a head in a defense, and it's crazy that the prosecution even brought him up because his memory is gone. And what the defense did, and I ain't even seen no other YouTuber say this, but it was obvious what the defense did. They kept asking him the same questions to prove to the jury that this man don't remember anything. And it showed. Like they asked him something, I forgot what they asked him, and he answered it a certain way. Then they asked him again, and he just gave a total different answer to the same question. But yet they brought this man, he the same one that I think he spilled some water or something. And they had to remove him from the bench. They thought he peed on himself or something like that. But they still talking about this. Thug ain't have nothing to do with this.
Then it goes on.
I'm sorry.
None of them guys that's on trial had anything to do with this.
Mr. Montgomery saying he's got a blade in his head
I think so.
when he's on the stand.
I think so. I'm talking about his call.
Okay. All right. So, all right.
I believe that's true.
Okay.
They want me to tell bruh
Be more careful. What it do? How you
what
feeling?
happened to me if I do that right. I don't know how that's furthering a conspiracy. That is spilling the beans. 908, 746, 908, somewhere in there. And he says, I listened to Dolly, then I listened to my mama. Dolly was like, and then I'm not sure what he was talking about. He was talking about something about getting an apartment. I just listened then when I shouldn't have. Then he has an argument with Erica, and she says that she's got hurt feelings. That's a 1048. Do not believe that advances the conspiracy. And then he curses and says that SHI blank, so F blank, TKD up. Like even with Thug, just getting locked up, and the only person I could think of was you. Then
Why is he implicating? Why is he implicating Thug so much in this conversation? That's why he's supposed to separate himself, man. Yo, one thing, yo, if you can't, yo, one thing I know, yo, and I learned over the years is, yo, if you're gonna be in the streets, you gotta be fully invested. You can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. 1 foot in and 1 foot out is gonna have you like Young Thug. 100% of the time. Straight up. The best foot to have is all the way out. But if you got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, you're gonna find yourself in this type of situation. I promise you.
Somebody like that, be over it. The only way I'm going to get out. All this is my fault. You're going to be the perfect mother. Erica says, why don't you call somebody else? Mr. Murphy says, I don't want to talk to nobody but you. That's the entirety, I believe, of the statement. And I don't understand how any portion is further than conspiracy.
It's not.
Including, I have to ask, we have to ask them to do a fundraiser or something. So that's my objection.
All right. Miss Love?
That ain't got nothing to do with this shit.
Yes, you can proceed,
Nothing.
please.
Basically lays out that a retroactive statement regarding matters that have already occurred, that is not intended to foster involvement in the conspiracy. It's not a statement referring to the conspiracy, it's a statement that clearly is implicates to a third party. The party advance any object of the conspiracy. Similarly stated, which was not to conceal the conspiracy and serve only to disclose the scheme.
You can hardly hear, dude.
during trial. So
So many people you can hardly hear. 669, appreciate the $5 super chat. Now, if y'all want to support the channel, you can super chat or you can
the first
you can
portion
cash that
of
Baltimore swag.
the call to Erica for is
I appreciate it, man. All donations is definitely appreciated.
22. The inconsistent statement that we spoke of was his statements regarding Jeffrey Williams and his relationship to Jeffrey Williams, and the fact that in this call where he's comfortable, he is not saying anything about little Jeff and him not speaking to little Jeff. He's saying, do you think, can you get Thug to throw me a fundraiser? I think that's particularly poignant when he is also wearing a Free Roscoe hat.
And see, y'all, that goes into what I was saying about Thug. Like, yo, if you wasn't, like, yo, they shouldn't even have this type of connection with you to even ask no question like that if you wasn't fully invested with these guys. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Because if he was fully invested, and that's what the defense need to highlight. If Thug really rock with them, like y'all saying, he shouldn't have to throw no fundraiser. He should just be able to pull him. You know, pull him, bail him out, get him a lawyer. But obviously the connection wasn't there. But if the connection wasn't there, y'all shouldn't have been no connection.
At the time that he's in the interview with detectives Edwards and Gaither. And as the court will hear later,
Hey, y'all make sure y'all share this video to our social medias, man.
Roscoe campaign was one that
I don't know
was
why
done
YouTube,
by
they don't give me no
Mr.
rhythm on my lives.
to aid Jimmy Winfrey and his release after he had been jailed for shooting Little Wayne's bus.
I think
So all of the conversation that takes place with the person named Erica and Mr. Murphy contradict what he conveyed to the court and to the jury, and there are specific portions of it that are simply inconsistent with what he testified about on the stand. The court would indulge me 1 second to make sure I have enough documents.
so. What does that had to do with Thug? I think when it comes down to Young Thug trial, y'all, they only want law and crime narrative to get put out there. You feel me? They ain't gonna have too many people opinions on it because they know it's a witch hunt.
I have the
Law and crime get 400,000
case
views.
for the court Henderson, if the court already does not have it, versus the state. It's 317 Georgia 66. It was decided August 21st, 2023.
They know it's a witch hunt.
And the pen site for that is
Let's get to the phone call, y'all.
opposed to the attempted murder charge.
Hold on.
The gang charge, he was false flagging is what he testified about to the jury. He said he was a false blood.
I got all that, but what does the charge of him saying I'm charging murder have anything to do with this?
Nothing.
With the call itself and the conspiratorial nature of it.
Nothing.
Not conspiratorial, even impeachment.
Your Honor, just giving context to what he's discussing regarding when he talks about they got me in the car with those guys.
All that's relevant, I mean, for the jury's consideration, but no.
Right. And
What about the charge itself?
so obviously
How is that impeachment? Because you're not using this for conspiracy. You've already told me that. You said you're using this particular call for impeachment by contradiction of Mr. Murphy's testimony.
correct.
So how does him being charged with murder impeached, and how is he to be impeached on that? I think he was already acknowledged the fact that he was in custody
Right.
when he testified.
So, and as it was not, he wasn't charged with murder, that part I think the jury was able to hear in the court during his interview with Detective Gaither on July 15th, that he was not charged with murder, but with attempted murder. I believe that that's a matter that, as far as the accuracy of the charge, that the jury can easily discern.
Yo, she is
understand.
reaching.
But he pled to that, so.
Oh, she is reaching.
Another charge in that particular case involving Mr. Dexter Montgomery, correct?
Right, he was
And
never
DK
charged
wasn't
with
even the
murder.
shooter.
He did plead to aggravated assault and other charges, yes. And so what we're saying about him talking about the charges is that they simply give context to the remaining portions of the conversation that he has with Miss Erica. He is clearly after.
Man, sweet the SL for the $5 cash app, man.
He then goes into lamenting what evidence that the state has or the police has against him on those charges. So I would just say that it's not
My man
that
SL,
particular
man.
statement contradicts anything he said or is inconsistent, but that it gives that kind of, it's a reciprocal and integrated utterance that gives context to the remaining portions of the conversation where he talks about how they got him in the car. And
I understand later in the call how that happens, but I don't believe that statement should be in the charge of murder. I think that everything else is, other than the statement about stuff in Doug's house, everything else is pretty much would be or could be presented as impeachment by contradiction.
so is it, he does.
So are they trying to impeach him?
Seconds when he's crying and saying he has been charged with attempted murder and gang charges.
Yo, that's why this is a dirty game, y'all. So they trying to, what it sound like is they trying to impeach him for giving false testimony. Basically, what he testified to earlier is different than what he said on this jail phone conversation. So that I don't know if that might mess up his deal. That's what it sound like they're hitting at. I gotta watch it a little bit longer to stamp it, but that's what it sound like they're hitting at. But this conversation ain't really about impeachment. She's just using this impeachment to try to make Thug look bad or tie Thug into this conspiracy. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's doing a real good job of straddling the fence. Real good job. I mean, I can't say it's a good job, yo, because some of that she fall flat a lot of times. But she's definitely straddling the fence. She's using this impeachment thing just so the jury can hear Thug name and hear him say Thug name on that jail phone conversation. That's all it's about. She thinks she's slick.
Where that happens. And at 2 minutes and 25 seconds, he says,
I don't
I
think
know.
what he's charged with is anything. It's you're missing the point. You want to impeach him by contradiction. There's nothing which he said that's contradictory in nature, and I'm gonna disagree with you respectfully about not everything's context. So take out those references to his arrest at this point. Everything else, other than the stuff with
He getting frustrated
the items,
because he see what she doing.
What you said you're going to take out already,
Yes.
because that's part of the suppression. Everything else is relevant for those particular for that particular impeachment.
Yo, and if y'all notice, remember when the trial first started, right? He was siding with her a whole lot, way more than he was siding with Brian Steele. But that's just starting to switch because I think she is pissing him off. Because I think he see what she doing. He know that's conversation that got shit to do with impeachment. They just want the jury to hear DK say Thug name. That's all it's about. That's all it's about, because Thug ain't got nothing to do with this case. This case was between DK, Dexter Montgomery, and I think it was just them two. It may have been somebody else. Thug wasn't there. Well, none of the people that's on trial right now at this shooting. None of the people. And these guys already went to prison for it. Did time for it.
Okay.
We can definitely do that. Judge, the only thing I wanted to make sure I was clear about is the reason I was bringing up that the first 50 seconds had that stuff we're taking out about
Yeah, straight up.
charge. Later down at 2:25, when he says, I never thought that this would happen to me. Murder, come on, bro, I gotta find some kind of way, bro, we gotta ask Thug to start a fundraiser or something. That portion right there was where I was also saying that it gave the context. It's different than the one where he's up there talking about, I'm charged with attempted murder, gang charges, and he's crying and saying, telling her not to cry, he's sorry. Those are two separate.
Man, that girl ain't had. She wasn't ready to cry at all. So she ain't give a fuck.
At least in this phone call about 3 times about this. You got to go ahead and ask Thug to.
Yeah, straight up, she is, man.
Paraphrasing in terms of fundraiser, I think he mentions that.
She gonna use the case for him.
Assistance. So yes, it would go to if the jury believes it for his contention that about the relationship between the two of them.
I told you. That's all it's about. That's all it's about, y'all.
So we'll be taking out.
You can flip the word or whatever.
That's all it's about, y'all.
The rest of it is
The relationship between him and they. She just want the joy to hear Thug name.
Or potentially asked of Mr. Williams.
The judge knew it. That's why he call him bullshit.
Yes, John, I see exactly what you're saying. So we can do that.
But he gonna allow it.
Okay.
The jury must be coming in. Oh.
Your object. Actions that I'll note for the record and make it continuing. I'm going to provisionally say that these 2 phone calls on July 15th of 2015 and August the 1st of 2015 will be admitted, subject to the redactions that the court is in agreement in terms of now the August 15th, 2015, the home invasion references shall be deleted, as well as the probation, jail, and prison time. And as it pertains to the July the 15th of 2015 call between Mr. Murphy and Erica, the charge of murder, those references will be taken out, as well as any references regarding the stuff in Doug's house, referencing the search that the court has already ruled upon. All right? Okay.
Yo, if he get found guilty, yo, appeals court gonna have a field day with this case. This shit gonna get appealed so fucking fast.
Anything else in regards to these two phone calls?
This case might get appealed before he gets sentenced.
Maybe obvious, a continuing objection.
I said I would give you that. Yes, sir.
And then, I still believe, I don't know if the court ruled on it, the state is doing, they don't have the right witness, they don't have any witness on the stand, the speaker in those, either of those recordings, and not ask Mr. Murphy or Mr. Stevens about those. So my position is, I understand they're using the word, impeachment by contradiction.
That's only as to the 15 July 2015 call, which would be to impeach Mr. Murphy's statements on the stand. The phone call on 1 August of 2015 would be allegedly co-conspirator statements.
I just want to voice the opinion that anything that is inconsistent, as the state said, or contradictory, should have been confronted to Mr. Murphy. So I just want that objection to be included.
That's true.
Objection.
That's true. That's true. She should have brought, if she had a problem with his statements, she should have brought that to him while he was on the stand, not afterwards. I agree with Brian Steele.
Your Honor, just to piggyback, I do believe that there are authentication issues that are going to come up with this, and I guess instead of raising it for the jury, I'll just raise it now. I understand that perhaps voices could be identified, but still there's no reference of date or time that calls were made.
Well, that's 1 August of 2015 and 15 July of 2015.
Right, but how does I understand that Miss Love told us that, but Miss Love is not a witness in this case. And to my understanding, I can be corrected if I'm wrong, but Investigator Gaither did not pull these calls. Maybe I'm wrong. And so
I think she testified yesterday. She did. Maybe I'm mistaken. State, is that what did she say about these jail calls? Yeah. Yeah, I thought that there was some testimony
okay,
about
so
her
she
pulling
can
these
identify
calls.
the date that she pulled them. I mean the date of the calls, because I think that's going to be an issue.
That's the foundation. I said subject to foundations.
Okay.
Okay, so I got to hear it in order for me to rule upon it. Okay. All right. Okay, folks. Let's take 5 minutes or so. We can take comfort. Do you have something else you want to say?
Yes. I am not agreeing with no short statement as well as obvious. It's not like one later to say that I somehow.
Yeah, but I swear I hope people watching this, yo, because people need to see how dirty these people play, man. Like, this is a dirty, dirty system, y'all. And they will railroad you, man. I'm talking about running straight over top of you, bulldoze, like Derrick Henry coming through the middle. They will run straight over top of you, man. And that's what they're trying to do. They bogarting evidence in there that shouldn't be. I mean, they're like, yo, this is a dirty system, y'all. I hope some young boys watching this. Hope a lot of people watching this, because a lot of people think the system is up and it's a fair system. Man, how this shit dirty. And this prosecutor is showing it. She using every trick in the book. Every dirty tactic in the book.
Thank you, Judge.
Talking about I want to bring this up for impeachment on the stand. This ain't got nothing. This just to tie him and Thug together. That's it. That's all. You feel me? His whole testimony probably was just to lead up to this jail phone conversation. Cause remember at first we were like, yo, what the fuck does this got to do with Thug? That's what the defense was even saying. Was any of these guys there when y'all committed this crime? No. Like, they got nothing to do with this case.
It wasn't you. Were you pointing to Miss Renard? That's terrible. If you got an iPhone 15 or something like that, maybe I need to confiscate, because I got like a real old phone.
Yeah, straight up. That's why I said it. Derrick Henry.
Detective Gaither, I'm going to go back to the July 15, 2015 interview that you had with Mr. Murphy while Detective Edwards was in the room. Do you recall a time where you mentioned to Mr. Murphy something about, I'm going to let you go and sober up or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, forget he was high on
Could you
e-pills.
explain to the jury if you had detected an odor of alcohol on him?
No.
Why then was it that you made the comment about sobering up?
I believe earlier in the interview he stated he gets high all the time and he doesn't remember stuff.
Oh, that's why he was crying on that
Days
phone.
kinda run together.
He was high as a
And
bitch.
he contradicted himself by saying, just before he was arrested, he had just woke up, jumped out of bed, threw on some clothes, and went to the location where he was ultimately arrested. So I didn't believe he was high. He appeared coherent. I just stated that to him because he said, he does drugs. So I wanted him to have the best opportunity to give the facts of the case as best as he could remember in a sober manner. So that's why he asked for my phone number and I gave it to him. And he reached out later.
And he did what?
He reached out to me later. Well, his attorney did.
Okay. Now, would you explain to the jury whether or not you had access to jail calls made by inmates of the Fulton County Jail during that time, July 15th of 2015?
I did.
Would you explain to the jury how you'd go about retrieving those jail calls?
You receive a login into Securities, which is the system that the jail uses to allow inmates to make phone calls.
Security's making a lot of money, man.
From the sheriff to
I wonder what rich billionaires behind that.
system. So I logged in and input the information that I wanted.
Did each inmate have a PIN number assigned to them once they were fully booked into the jail?
Yes.
Prior to being fully booked into the jail, did the inmates have access to a phone in the booking area?
How old were the objections, sir?
Yes.
Would the phones in the booking area of the jail carry a name attached to them, or would they simply be labeled booking?
They would be labeled booking.
Now, without the actual PIN number of a certain inmate, would you explain to the jury how you go about looking for calls made by that inmate?
Oh, so he was still in the receiving. So he didn't even have a pen number. So that's why she going into this detail so to verify that this was actually DK on the phone. Because he wasn't even fully booked the way, so he got a pen number and he got his call list yet. So they can actually verify who's making these calls. So that's even a bigger reach than I was thinking at
I
first.
was able to interview the person prior to them being booked into the jail. I would try to get a telephone number for them or a family member, someone close that I believe they would, be the first one to call once they go to jail. So that would be a tool that I would use to basically do like a reverse search instead of having the inmate's phone number or their booking number. You can simply input in a number that you're familiar with that the inmate has, and it will give you all calls made to the phone number.
In the interview with Walter Murphy on July 15th of 2015, did we hear Walter Murphy offer to you the phone number of his then pregnant girlfriend?
Yes.
And did you use that number to do anything as it related to Mr. Murphy's jail calls?
Yes, I inputted that phone number into the security system, and it showed me one of his first phone calls, which was a booking call before he was assigned his PIN number made to that number.
And during that call, could you hear Mr. Murphy's voice?
Yes.
Did you recognize that voice as the person you had interviewed on the 15th?
Yes.
And did he address the person he was speaking to by name?
I don't recall if it was by name.
Did he give contextual details about the person he was speaking to that were consistent with the girlfriend he described in the interview?
Yes, and also prior to the call being connected, you have to state your name before the person can either accept or decline the call, and I believe he said his name was DK on the call.
Was that call made shortly after Mr. Murphy left the interview room with you and Detective Edwards?
Yes, it was the same day. I'm not sure of how long, but it was definitely the same.
As you listened to the call, were you able to observe?
Yo left the interview, got straight on the phone and started crying.
He spoke, i.e., whether his voice was slurred, whether his speech seemed impaired, anything of that nature.
Yes.
And would you explain to the jury whether Mr. Murphy during that call, based on your observations, suffered from any impairment that affected his ability to understand or hear clearly?
So she trying to say he wasn't high no more.
Appeared to be effective in any way.
But how you know? That's an assumption.
During that call, did he
I'd objected to speculatory.
vocalize to the called party the experiences that he had just had with you and Detective Edwards? In other words, did he tell Eric about what had just happened?
He did.
Did he seem to have were you able to observe any particular difficulty that he had remembering what had just taken place?
No, he seemed to be giving her details of what we spoke about, details about their prior days leading up to that. He seemed coherent, understanding of what was going on.
Later on in August.
Yeah, but this the thing though, y'all. Why not have the girl on the stand to testify? She was on the receiving end of the call. I mean, why have the detective who pulled the call testify instead of the girl that he was actually talking to?
Did you have an opportunity to listen to?
Because at this point, y'all they basically saying she a witness. She need to be cross-examined.
I did.
How were you able to identify? Let's start with Trontavious Stevens. How did you know it was Trontavious Stevens that you were listening to?
Well, first he stated his name on the call. So once you place the call, it's a pre-recording that you have to do to state your name. And he said it was Slug, which is one of his nicknames. And also I was familiar just with his voice from previous interactions and other jail calls.
And what about Mr. Allison? Had you had an opportunity to hear Mr. Allison's voice before then as well?
I had heard Mr. Allison's voice really from the start of our investigations. As we would arrest people, several individuals reached out to him via jail calls once they were arrested. So I was familiar with his voice based on those previous calls.
Were the details that were discussed in the call between Mr. Stevens and Mr. Allison consistent with details that you were already aware of prior to making that call or listening to that call?
Yes.
And did you preserve both the call from Mr. Murphy to Erica and the call from Mr. Stevens to Rodney Allison? I do. We'll get back to those. When you spoke about the gang unit having access to each other and each investigator having access to the other's intelligence, would you explain to the jury if on your individual cases, the investigators utilized or had access to the same details, sources, facts as they were evaluating whether or not to make a classification of a person as a gang member? You may answer, and if my question was unclear, let me know.
I think I understand what you're asking. Well, every case is really case by case. Facts and circumstances of every gang investigation or even just crime or incident are different. So there's not a cookie cutter set of rules that you can use. Also, every detective's skill level or knowledge of the tools that they have and how to use them. They use them differently. So, in my opinion, everything is case by case. You can't just use the same pattern to prosecute or charge every case, but we do follow by same Georgia law regarding identifying and charging gang cases. But as far as the investigations, everything is case by case and skill set based on that particular investigator.
And that's as to gang members. Would you tell the jury whether the same thing is true? I'm asking you now about the gangs themselves. Is the same thing true when an investigator is looking at a group of people to determine whether it constitutes a gang for your purposes? Does each investigator have access to the exact same information about the groups of people that they investigate on a daily basis?
Almost the same for other reasons, Mr. Stewart.
Thank you. When you and Detective Dennis worked together, did you always travel together?
That's the question.
When you and Detective Dennis worked together, did you always evaluate your cases together?
That's the question.
When
How the fuck is that not asked to answer?
The police department evaluated whether or not to classify a group as a gang, did each investigator rely on the same sources to make that determination? Not protocols, but sources. She was a member of that unit.
Hold on. I'm also standing for a reason. It's been asked and answered a bunch of times. Let's move on. Okay.
All right, so
Would you tell the jury whether or not you were familiar with 3 or more people in the organization YSL who had committed crime? I heard an objection, so I'm going to stop.
he doing. I think now he doing what she was doing. That's this a tactic.
During your time with the gang unit, did you have the occasion to personally observe and interact with at least three members of the group called Young Slime Light? Your Honor, I have to lay a foundation for the question I'm asking. Sure.
Hey, tech leads.
Yeah, he doing what she was doing. Remember, she was doing that to him. Yeah, he like, hey, two can play at that game. Two can play at that game. Wanna object to everything. And then a sidebar. Yeah, that's a good tactic by Still, I think. Get her ass frustrated. Come on, don't nobody like being interrupted when they try to bring up a point. And she been doing that shit the whole trial. The whole trial she been doing that to the defense. And she was asking and answering the question.
You may approach.
Investigator Gaither, I'm showing you what has been labeled as State's Exhibit 106 Bravo Bravo. and the thumb drive.
He must have won because she ain't asked no more questions.
Do you recognize the thumb drive, first of all?
Yes.
How do you recognize it?
It's one I saw earlier this week in the mission.
Hold on.
It's Exhibit 106, Bravo, Bravo. It is a digital file that has been provided to the defense on a thumb drive. Earlier this week, it was provided in discovery.
Yeah, she ain't asked no more questions.
In 2022. But I'd like them to see what I'm presenting to the witness. Either of them would like
You gone, King Hayes?
You may approach.
Investigator Gaither, I'm showing you what has been labeled as State's Exhibit 106, Bravo, Bravo. And the thumb drive I identified earlier. Do you recognize the thumb drive, first of all?
Yes.
How do you recognize it?
It's the one I saw earlier this week in the mission. It's the one I'm sorry, it's the one I saw earlier this week and put my initials on.
And it State's Exhibit 106, Bravo, Bravo, labeled Murphy Booking Call, a digital file that you also reviewed earlier this week.
Yes.
And is that an accurate recording of the jail call that you were able to retrieve after Walter Murphy was taken to the Fulton County Jail?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state tender State's Exhibit 106, Bravo, Bravo, subject to the court's.
Oh, okay.
Any further objection? All right, subject to the court's earlier rulings, states 106 Bravo Bravo is admitted and may be published as used to fit.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So they ready to play the jail conversation now. Yo, and this is very important, y'all. Like, this is a prime example of know the consequences of things you doing, yo, before you do it. You feel me? Be aware of what you doing before you do it, yo, because he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for these type of consequences, and it's obvious. He let drugs get the best of him, and he made a stupid decision. And based off this phone call that you right here, it shows that, yo, you should never even been a part of nothing like this, my nigga. But this happens often, you know. People bite off more than they can chew, and I think that's what DK did.
This is a free call from an inmate at Fulton County Jail. This call is subject to recording and monitoring, and your location information may be collected and used by corrections and law enforcement personnel.
Dang, your location? What the fuck they don't say that when my man called me?
Press 2. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello.
How you doing today?
Man, good. What's going on? What you not telling me? What's going on?
I never knew when I woke up, so I'm started with
Nah, y'all. They should have paused that before that. They should have paused that way before that. If I was Brian Still, I had, cause yo, the jury can fill in the blanks. They should have just skipped that whole wake up in the morning part and just went on to the, you know what I mean, the next part that they was able to play.
Is the voice that we just heard the voice of Walter Murphy?
Yes. The male voice, yes.
Your Honor, can we position the speakers a little bit closer because we're being told that the jury can't hear the audio coming in over the.
Sure, that's
It's gonna be more money. It's gonna be more money. If I leave, like, it's gonna be more money. I don't care, bro. Whatever you will still get, bro, you just not gonna be able to get, bro. Like, yeah. That niggas ain't, they wanna fire him, but don't tell me say no shit. They gonna be more money. Nah, he's just saying, like, you not gonna get a chance. He's like, what the fuck, like, what the BK got to do? What is he? I don't know what to tell him. I said, I don't know because I don't know what's going on. Like, I went back through my text message to see, like, what we've been talking about around that time. And that shit, all I think about is, all I see is Pokey. So, I don't know what you got going on because you ain't told me nothing. Like, I'll talk to you when you come to visit. But I can't talk to you over the phone like that. Nah, right. But like seriously, I don't feel like real. Oh, what the fuck did I do to God?
Hey, yo, is he serious? Yo, this nigga really on the phone playing the victim. Like he didn't just have a fucking a Draco or AK-47, pull it out at the gas station. Like, yo, what is you talking about, my nigga? It's like, yo, this is insane, yo. Like, how is he on the phone acting like he ain't got nothing to do with this? Like, even if that's what you telling the law enforcement. Yo, keep it real with yourself, my nigga. Like, yo, this is a strong case of denial. Like, ain't no way he should be on the phone crying like this, knowing what the fuck he just did.
Come on, man. Like, I should just listen to words, man. What the man saying? Told me, bro, stay with me, nephew. I ain't nothing out there for you but trouble, bro. This man just said, man, told me, bro. Ain't nothing out there for you but trouble, nephew. Stay down here with me. I ain't listening, bro. Man, I'm about to have my son, and I'm not even gonna see him get born. Like, come on, bro. This shit hurt me so bad. Like, I've been throwing up.
Yo said he been throwing up.
All day. I got the bubble gum and shit. This shit is not right. That's like, I just feel
This is pitiful, man.
the whole time was like, I said, I was like, I loved you.
Yeah, it could be you right. Them e-pills do fuck with your emotions. It definitely could be the pills, cause he is geeking. And I also think he trying to play to our sensitive side. This manipulation for real.
And it's like God made it could happen to me because it just like, you see how you pulled up? You see how that happened? And we talked. And then I'm like, nah, we ain't going.
Like, she used to it. She already know the game he running.
In my mind to go get him. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
I know niggas was looking at you like, yo, this nigga crazy. Yo, really crying.
Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, who with you? Where you at? I'm outside of my house. I just been in the car, bro. You need to. I don't trust you right now to be by yourself, ever. Like, I know how you live, bro. You need to be. I need to talk to somebody who I know can watch over you and make sure that you're straight, bro. I don't want you to try to do it. I don't need you to try to do mental harm, baby.
What the hell is this, yo? She's stronger than him. The fuck, she need to be saying that to him. I need to put somebody else on the phone. I need to talk another inmate, man. Make sure you straight. What the hell? Is that my internet? I don't know what that was about.
Chicken prices 35% higher. The producer doubled their profits. Toilet paper up 10%.
Call itself. For instance, Mr. Murphy, having told her that his girlfriend was 8 months pregnant, he references.
Hey, what the fuck just happened?
Phone call. He references times that he will have to go to court. He references things that he is charged with. And as for Mr. Allison and Mr. Stevens.
Let's go to that one. Tell me how the statements are. You're going to exclude the home invasion or any statements as it relates to that. The rest that's left.
The fuck just happened?
You said what? Man, don't make me break down crying here, bro. I'm not trying to, but like, this why I asked you last night, like, stay with you, but you just stay with you. My God. I haven't touched you or nothing.
Now, this is insane, man.
And they told us shit happened 3-4 months ago, bro. Exactly, and then you just went to court. That's what I don't understand. So why did they lock you up then? Bro, they want me to tell, bro, like I was with the folk, but bro, I'm not. Like, bro, they already got me on camera.
You just told. Yo said I was with the folks.
Shit, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna tell you everything. So you, like, bro.
He ain't even supposed to be talking like this on no jail phone. How you never thought this was gonna happen, yo? Like, what the fuck? Like, what do people think is the outcome of crime? Like, yo, everybody don't get away, yo. You feel me? Like, everybody don't get away, yo. A lot of people get caught. The prisons is packed. I mean, they got niggas 3 to a cell. Like, yo, what do you mean, yo? Like, niggas get caught. He should have had all of these thoughts. I'm talking about the thought about the girl, the thought about his newborn, the thought about him not wanting to do. He should have had all of these thoughts before he decided to go up there and play gangster. Straight up. This is what happens when people let drugs control them. Oh, we already heard that.
I can't even eat. It's like, but I've been told you this last night, like, bro, like, that's what I was trying to tell you last night. Start a fundraiser or something. We gotta get you some more money so I can get a better lawyer, bro. Because they got me in the car with the people on camera, but they do not have the shooting on camera. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. They got me in the car with the people on camera. They showed it to me on camera. But they do not have the actual shooting on.
Yo, why would you not think it's on camera? Y'all went to the gas station, my nigga.
He's like just brain dead. See what I'm saying?
They went to the gas station.
She said you're gonna have to have a metal plate put in her head and shit. That was she was telling me. And they wanted me to tell. But bro, you know what happened if I do it, right? right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, what the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I've thought about everything.
Oh, say, you know what's gonna happen to me, right? I just want to hear you say it. like he need a confirmation. This nigga need a confirmation. Yo, this is insane, man.
It's fucked up because I don't have nothing. Like, I don't have no type of nothing this time. Like,
What do you mean?
I don't have no type of money. I don't have nothing, bro. Like,
Okay. Can't you got another phone right now?
you know I don't. I wish you just would have came over my house. I came home. I told you, like, well, it's not like that. I told you why everything went the way it went that night because you being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, and I told you that.
I'm sorry, but my whole friend is. I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. I listen to them. I listen to my mama really, and then I was like, bro, you know how girls is, because I've been through it, bro. I got quit, you see what I'm saying? She wasn't saying like you just intentionally doing it, but she was saying like, saying that my mom was saying like, bro, Eric just trying to get the partner to keep you at Udo Online. And I was just listening to them when I said my, and I was wrong, but we can't fault nobody right now but me.
You're right, but I'm saying, me and you is better than what everybody was saying. Like, you knew what you had done. You just be trying to make it seem like it be me tripping, bro. Like, you knew, like, why I felt the way I felt, and you knew what I was doing. Then nobody say, no, you can't come here or nothing like that. So I don't understand why you be trying to make it seem like the other people that it be that. And then you took all your clothes and stuff like that. Like, that shit really hurt my fucking feelings. Like, that shit really hurt, like.
If you don't want to go through this with me, bro.
It's not that, and then, like, you ain't even called to see that I'm making home. I'm having this plan. I was like, damn.
When you get home,
I wanted to see what you gonna call.
honestly, but God knew that this was going to happen to me, bro. I swear to God, you were trying to see what I going to call, and I was trying to see what you going to call, bro. Oh, God. I sat right there and waited, bro. I was asleep. And I was watching the movie and I was asleep, bro. And I thought about it. I said, I should grab my phone. And I said, nah, everything called me, so why should I call him? But that so fucked up, and like,
Pride.
even with Doja getting locked away.
If he'd have called her, he probably wouldn't have been there. But he let pride get in the way. This is pitiful, man. He need to be ashamed of himself, man.
Either we gonna try to talk the thug, and I'm just gonna ask him straight up and down, and start me a fundraiser, you know what I'm saying? Like, to really go and pay to start me a fundraiser.
But Thug probably wasn't gonna give him no money because Thug been telling y'all, man, you better leave that street shit alone. And that's to make it even more messed up that he in this situation. Because he actually testified that Thug was telling him to get out the streets.
Really be over it or Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Cause that's the only way I'm gonna get out.
So you would think, like, you don't think you can get out no time soon?
I don't want to go through this again, Ezra, because I said I wasn't getting out last time when I got out. I honestly thought I wasn't getting out.
I think he caught 7 years or did 7 years on this. He just came home when he got tossed into Rico.
And I did, so I can't say. Like, I can't say.
I hate, like,
That's the whole funny thing about all of this. This man helped the state, and then as soon as he came home, got tossed into RICO. That's why yo don't benefit helping these people, yo. The best way yo is to stay the fuck away from the streets, man. Straight up, man. Stay on the sidewalk. It's safe. Then you gotta worry about getting hit by cars. Well, lessens your chance of being hit by a car. Straight up, SL. Exactly. When keeping it real goes wrong. When keeping it real goes wrong. He should have seen everything they did that night was stupid. They went up to the gas station, knowing there's cameras in the gas station. Like, yo, that is the most common sense. It's cameras in the gas station. Both of them got choppers. One of the dude is standing at the door of the gas station with the chopper. DK is in the middle of the parking lot, pulls the chopper out, aims it, don't fire it, then get in the, like, yo, come on, shorty. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. You get no sympathy.
Detective Gaither, was there anything that you wanted Walter Murphy to tell other than what the jury has already heard from the July 15, 2015 interview?
Wanted him to tell as in regards to our investigation.
Yes, in regards to the April shooting of Dexter Montgomery.
I would have liked.
Oh, that's Montgomery when I got shot.
Truth about the other two occupants that were in the vehicle with him when the shooting occurred.
I need to go put a hoodie on. It be cold down
And
this
at
month.
any time, either on jail calls or in interviews or conversations with you outside of the interview room, did Walter Murphy ever indicate that the people in the blue vehicle threatened him with harm?
Yes, answer. I stand objection.
Your Honor, at this time, if I may approach the witness with State's Exhibit 107, Bravo, Bravo, which we have provided to the defense, but are willing to show so that they can see what I'm approaching the witness with.
Yeah, I'm ready to go grab a hoodie real quick. Y'all be back. It's fucking chilly down this.
Investigator Gator, I am showing you what is a digital file on the thumb drive that you identified earlier. Labeled State's Exhibit 107, Bravo, Bravo, Stevens to Allison. Have you had an opportunity to listen to that audio file?
I have.
Is that a booking call made by Trontavious Stevens to Rodney Allison?
I believe that.
I'm sorry, a jail call. Thank you, Mr. Steele. Is that a jail call? Thank you both. That you identified that came from Trontavious Stevens to Rodney Allison?
Yes. Yes.
And would you tell the jury how you were able to recognize the caller who was inside the jail?
He stated his nickname Slug. Also, in researching the actual jail calls, it appeared under his full name, Trontavious Stevens, and also
It's chilly down here, man.
From previous. And also recognize his voice from previous interactions.
And was this a call that you were able to pull from around August 2nd of 2015?
Yes.
What about the called party, Mr. Allison? How did you recognize who that was?
I reckon.
So they got another jail call with DK again?
I recognize his voice from a lot of jail calls. There were several people in Fulton County Jail that were making phone calls to him that we were monitoring course of my investigation. And I just recognized his voice, people saying his name as high. So when Mr. Stevens called him, I recognized his voice and the phone number that he was dialing out to.
And so you've actually gone into another area I was going to ask you about. Are the phone numbers that the persons inside the jail dial, are they visible to you as you are looking at Securus and listening to the calls?
Yes, it displays the number being called to.
And as you listened, did you recognize elements of the conversation?
Yes.
At the time that you heard this call, were you familiar with anyone associated with YSL who was called or went by the name Little D?
Yes.
Was there one or more than one Little D at this time that was associated with YSL?
There were two associated with YSL, but I was familiar with both gentlemen.
And what were the names of both those gentlemen that were called Little D?
Little D, Quindarius Zachary, and also Little D, is known as Demikion Garlington, Commons Brother.
Was there any distinction between where the two lived, or did Demikion and Quindarius live in the same part of whatever town they lived in?
No, they were from two different areas of Atlanta.
What part of Atlanta was Quindarius Zachary from?
He was from Cleveland Avenue.
And what part of Atlanta was Demikion Garlington from?
I believe he was born in Old Fort Ford area, but he spent most of his time in Mechanicsville.
And did Demikion Garlington associate with members of both YSL and Inglewood family?
He did.
Did Quindarius Zachary associate with both or only one?
Just one.
Which one?
YSL.
All right. Is the recording that you've identified as State's Exhibit 107 Bravo Bravo a fair and accurate recording of the call that you listened to, that you pulled from August the 2nd of 2015?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state tenders State's Exhibit 107 Bravo Bravo as evidence, subject to the court's prior ruling.
Any further objection? Other than the court's earlier rulings? Okay, all right. Stage 107 Bravo Bravo was admitted subject to earlier rulings of the court. They be published as you see.
Thank you, Judge.
Don't get outmatched by the outdoor heat. Reclaim your backyard with the Shark Flex Breeze. It packs a punch with a powerful breeze of over 7.
An inmate at Fulton County Jail. This call is subject to recording and monitoring, and your location information may be collected and used by corrections and law enforcement personnel. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
What's up, my nigga?
What's up, order?
What's up, man?
Oh, what's happening, baby? What you doing? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, goddamn shooting these damn dice.
Huh?
I'm bullshitting on these dice.
Shooting dice?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen you shoot dice.
What way?
Why you out the phone, you gambling, man?
Man, I don't call on Chuck. On Harris. What's going on, you right?
Yeah, how Jeremiah doing?
Man, he got down, he got to go through therapy.
Really can't walk.
Nah, he can't walk. My talk break though.
Man,
They fucked that boy up.
man,
That man fucked up for real.
man, they trying. Hey, you watch my video?
Yeah, I watched it. You better go back to court though in a minute.
I'm seeing.
Yep. That's what she said. Yeah. I know you can't wait, boy. What the? I know you can't get done wait to get in that motherfucker. You get the hell up out that motherfucker.
What's the relevance of this call?
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He get out and he'll be home and he got like 20 something more days. Oh yeah. He did hey. Yeah, he did. He on the way. His ass on the way. Damn sure do. I ain't gonna hit phone up like you doing mine. Nah, you'll be hot, man. That ain't tripping, man. That ain't tripping. The public not all that. It look like all that shit mine, man. No, hell no. They can't do no shit like that. They know what he said. Man, they told you they. Man, what the hell? Man, that boy tripping, man. D.
Crying on the phone.
When you know, Mook took him locked up. Yeah, I was at club with him the other day when I had no phone.
Girl probably told everybody, you know, this nigga called me crying.
Yeah, his ass locked up all jump. Yeah, I said, they're locked up all of them, man. Ain't nothing to it, I'm locked up. No, they wouldn't lock somebody else. They were telling me they locked somebody else up to jail or some old shit. Oh. I don't know who the hell they were talking about. I don't know them young niggas right there who they talking about. But you know, you probably know. Hell yeah, man. Shit been going on, but the same old shit. But I'm to my home, you need to talk to him. Good D. What you doing? My name. What? Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Tell him if you can reach out to him, tell him, man, chill, man, you tripping. I sent the message to him that I told. I was like, look, man, y'all talk to that nigga and said, chill, man. That's all he got to do is chill, man. He tripping. That man, I'm tripping for real. That shit crazy. What the boy doing? What one? Rapper boy. Oh, man, I tell him talk to his ass, too. I just talked to his ass. He ain't talking about shit. He ain't talking about nothing, man. Say he's finna go out of town with some old shit. He ain't trying to give you no lawyer, man? Hell no. Hell no.
Told y'all.
Well, shit, man, I don't even know why you even think.
Told y'all, yo. Thug is in this. Thug put himself in this situation, man. He wasn't doing right by them boys. He shouldn't have been fucking with them. He said, hell no. Like, man, you know that's out the question. He ain't got nothing for nobody. Basically, that's what he said by saying hell no that way. But at the same time, he still want to be tapped into these boys. So I'm sure a lot of hate was created. That's why he got all these people telling on him. They ain't fuck with him. They didn't fuck with him. He didn't do nothing for him. They just was dealing with him because he had the bag, but they didn't fuck with him. That's what like, it's crazy. I said this shit months ago, and now we hearing it, right? We hearing it in fucking 4K. He put himself in this situation, man.
That man ain't. Well, if he he doing that secret, I don't know. So don't let me say he ain't tell me nothing about it now. He ain't say shit about that. I ain't gonna lie. Now them folk went so stupid at the club Thursday till it didn't make no sense.
Yeah, they was haters. They ain't like him.
BB so goddamn hard.
They ain't like him. They just was around because he had the bag. But Thug created this hate by, it's basically like he was flashing money around him, but at the same time wasn't giving it to him. You know, he created the hate. It probably wasn't always hate. But that's what I'm saying. If he shouldn't have been around these guys if he wasn't going to take care of them. I'm talking about shouldn't have been no communication. Dude on the phone shouldn't have been able to call Thug. Slug shouldn't have even been able to ask that question because he should have known it was out the door. But only reason he asked that question is because Thug still kept some type of relationship with these boys.
Man, they down there beat that boy down there the door. And then he hit BB. And then when the ambulance folks came and got him, he hit but the ambulance, man. The ambulance, they done bust her nose. Who did that? That young nigga. Hey, what's that young nigga name? Who did that shit? BB was killed. Kill that man was finna do. Man, that man was finna try to bug BB. That man was finna try. Man, he beat the police out there. He told me, I'm gonna bust me and I'm gonna run through the pub. I said, man, them folks gonna flatline your ass if you do some dumb shit like that.
Yep. Straight up, voice box. It's the 1 foot in, 1 foot out syndrome. Now look at him. He got everybody testifying on him.
You know, I don't just in the club just swinging on anybody, boy. The nigga he with, I don't know that little nigga he be with. They be with. Man, they say he got 36 charges. He down there somewhere. Then he'll kill. I'm finna pump B ass, boy. I'm finna hit the parking lot. I said, man, let's beat the police right now, man. Cause after the fighting shit started, you know, so many goddamn police came to him one fighting, boy. And then he was talking about doing that. I said, man, them folks, he said, look, man, we're gonna have it to you. Them folks gonna flatline you right now. I said, you pull that thing, man. He told me, nah, fuck that. I said, well, go ahead then. I'm going to do what you talking about you gonna do. Stupid ass. And he was like, I'm gonna get away, I'm gonna get him. Man, he ain't finna do shit.
These niggas should not be talking about criminal cases on the jail phone.
Been asking about you though. And I know you don't fuck with him, period, but on everything I love, that they came to ask me. Matter of fact, he just asked me yesterday. He said, the Shawanese, so let me know, man. Who? Bentley. I'm just telling you what he said. And he was dead ass for real about it. Cause you know he's not the hell he ain't. Cause you know he got the he him right now. He him. He's the one. He him right now. Just listen what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
You're probably right. He probably did think that was going to solidify him. Give him street cred.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you straight the fuck out. Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, you did that right. That right. You did that right. But get what? I know it. I already know it. I already know it. These niggas ain't going crazy here. But they be locking up everybody, man. Don't you like these folks like, man, these folks, don't you like, they just snatching niggas up, man. Putting all type of charges on niggas. Don't you like, dead for real, too. So get what I said. Get what I said. God moved you out the way for a reason. He moved you out the way because what they getting these niggas for, man, these niggas, all the way they getting out of it, they got to tell something. Yeah. So, they been goddamn, what's name ain't got out yet? Month two? No. I know it, but they ain't that little what name not neither though. I know it, but still you supposed to be able to get a bond. I had one and they wouldn't give me no bond for 3 months. You was already no. Yes, I did when I pulled $2,000 on the police one. For real?
This game, you're not ready for.
Ain't that bad though, them ain't no hell bad charge. That one on the police though, man. Yeah, that's why you ain't getting out for 3 motherfucking months. That's why you ain't getting out for 3 motherfucking months. Hey, this nigga stupid motherfucker. Damn, man. That nigga, but you know, that boy, he finna be out, and you finna be out. Man, these folks locking up everybody.
Niggas doing dumbass shit.
Everybody.
That's the fucking.
Nobody.
That's why niggas going to jail.
Hey, that nigga,
niggas doing what DK did. Niggas stupid.
Yo did. That nigga Yayo said, man, Boo about to straighten this shit out, cause boy, I ain't going down. He gon' sit down, hey, no, he said he ain't going out like that. He said, hell no. He said, I can't go out like that. Man, I don't be going no nigga up on the butt. I ain't asking about no nigga. They come out your ass on. They come out like, at home. Yeah, you right. You right. This shit ain't got nothing to do with me on my ass. Ain't got nothing to do with me now. Sure, now time. Now, not damn sure ain't for real. Hey, deal. I can't lie. But deal went on you right now. Man, one. No, I'm talking about, none of that shit, what I'm saying, this shit went on you. You just ain't came home, man. You stayed home, how long you stayed home? About 2 weeks. Damn. But you on the way back, man. Soon as you get your buzz, you ain't got to have to think for a motherfucker down. You ain't got to have to think for nothing. On the fucker. When I was talking that boy, he ain't talking about shit.
You have 1 minute left.
The rapper dude ain't talking about nothing, man. That boy name, what they call him. That boy name rapper boy. That's what I just said.
Damn. Yo, say that. Hey, yo. Damn, yo. Yo, that's serious, yo. Did y'all hear, yo? Dude on the phone say, yo, that's what I just said. But it's the same guy that just was like, yeah, I just talked to him not yesterday or something like that. Yo, that's crazy, yo. He had so many people around him, yo, that just was hating on him. But like I say, he created that, yo. This is... Yo, that's crazy, yo. That's some fake nigga shit right there, boy. Yo, if you don't fuck with me, don't call me, yo. Like straight up. Like I don't. This different.
And every time you get fucked up, that nigga can't do shit for you.
But
I hate that shit, man. That's some sucker shit, though.
is it a butt?
Yeah, that's right, it is.
Hey, look, I just talked to my girl from look, right? They just started this shit down here with
So basically what he said, and I thought he was gonna say but he had to say that, man. And when Thug needed them, they was there for him. But when they needed Thug, it was like, man, you better figure that shit out. That's that one foot in, one foot out voice box shit you was talking about. That's how he in this situation. He used them niggas for his convenience. Now, he's going to jail for the shit. Now he's on trial for the shit that they did. I mean, that's how that shit go.
I need one. She tripping. Keep on talking these other hoes and shit. I ain't come out there. I need one.
You want me to get you what?
Nah, you know she got the credit card. Dude, the credit card, man.
What's up? You tell her to call my phone.
No, you call her, man. Don't tell her you talk. Well, you gotta tell her you talk. You like, look, man, get that man that iPad and shit and get that man.
I'm finna get on that right now.
Alright, love you.
Love you, man.
Investigator Gaither, are you familiar with any other Kel besides Kelvin Watts?
Yes.
And as it related to your investigation and monitoring this particular jail call, based on your knowledge and investigation of individuals in YSL and Inglewood family, the Kel that is being referred to here, is that Kelvin Watts?
No. I'm old both objections.
What Kelvin Watts are you familiar with through your investigation? I'm sorry, what Kel are you familiar with through your investigations was associated with Young Limelight?
I believe his first name was Markel, but his nickname was Hellkel.
The nard that you heard as you listened to this jail call, based on your knowledge and your investigation into this case and this call, are you able to determine what nard is being referred to?
I'm gonna wait and see what
That's definitely speculation.
Yes.
How are you able to determine what nard is being referred to?
Just based on the investigation and knowing that Mr. McMillan at this time was currently in jail and also a suspect in the shooting from Browns Mill Road, I was aware that his nickname was Nard, first name Demise McMillan, first and last name Demise McMillan.
And is that someone you had also identified as being a member of YSL?
Yes.
Were you familiar with a person named Yayo at the time that you heard this call?
No.
Were you familiar with a person named Yak at the time you heard this call?
Yes.
And how are you familiar with a person named Yak?
Through a prior investigation.
And what is the given name of the person you were familiar with named Yak?
Diamante Kendrick.
And is he seated in this courtroom? I saw you nod your head.
Yes.
Would you describe where he is seated and an article of clothing that he is wearing, for the record?
This first defense table with the white, off-white, and maroon and black striped shirt.
Is he seated next to the young woman in light blue?
Yes.
Your Honor, would the record reflect that she's identified Diamante Kendrick as a person she's referring to as Jack?
It will.
Thank you. Investigative.
I wonder how many of these niggas that's on trial actually fuck with Thug. Them niggas probably don't like him either.
In January of 2015, did you, along with your partner, did you all begin to look through social media pages that were open
They probably just ain't getting no deal thrown their way.
Persons you believe were involved with YSL. Did you have an opportunity to look through Demekion Garlington's social media pages?
I have several times.
And in looking through those social media pages, did you come across a video of Jeffrey Williams talking into the camera?
Yes.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, I'm going to approach, but not before showing to counsel for the defendant what I have labeled as State's Exhibit 112 Bravo Bravo.
Yo sitting here like, I know he probably like, man, I can't believe this shit. You put yourself there though, shorty. That nigga ready to go to sleep in that bitch. You put yourself there though, my nigga.
Madam, before you do that, can I get you and a member of the defense team to come up, please?
Yes, Judge.
You put yourself there. Hope people paying attention, yo. Hope other rappers paying attention. It's a dangerous game, yo. You dealing with niggas, but you're not dealing with them at the same time. A lot of people get killed. They look like you niggas ain't killed, yo, man. Niggas get killed for moving like that in the real world. Niggas lose their life every day, yo, for moving like how Young Thug was moving with these YSL niggas. That man, so you gonna call us when you need some shit handled for you, or when you need like what my man Voice Box say, when you need the appearance that you down with the guys, but when we get in trouble, you ain't got nothing for us. Oh man, Thug like a nigga ain't. Them locking Thug up might have saved his life.
Noontime hour.
Straight up.
We'll go ahead and break recess for lunch.
Them locking Thug up might have saved his life, yo, because Thug probably was eventually gonna get his head knocked off. Straight up.
Investigator Gaither will release you until 1:15. If you'll just come back, please don't discuss testimony by the attorneys in this case, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. All rise.
Yeah, it looked like nothing else went on the rest of the day.
It does.
And does it have more than one voice?
Yes.
Do you recognize the voices?
Mr. Williams and
Y'all understand what I'm saying, though, y'all?
Gentlemen, please be seated.
People get killed for moving like this, y'all. He was taking advantage of them boys. He took advantage of the fact that he had the bread. He knew they wanted to be around, so he used them for his benefit. So he can't even be mad that he in this situation. He can't be mad he in the situation, because he shouldn't have been moving like that. Oh, shit. He shouldn't have been moving like that.
There are images that we don't have and didn't have and couldn't find. The images, the still shots from the surveillance footage, but I did not ask the question that Mr. Sharp just asked. I can inquire now. That's the first time that he's brought it to my
He asked about that a couple days ago.
He did.
About the
January 10th conversation.
That
Oh,
was different now. When he asked me about the January 10th
let me see what he asked. We gotta go back. That might be something pivotal. God damn it, pivotal.
Is there were yesterday on direct, Investigator Gaither, in response to Ms. Love's questions, indicated that she had spoke to Terrion Moody on this case, indicated that she had spoke to Cornelius Davis about this case, and had indicated that she spoke to Christian James on this case. Those are three of the individuals that are in the car with Dexter Montgomery. In the discovery provided, at least to my knowledge, there's no police reports documenting this or taped conversations documenting this. Now, I'm not denying that there's a possibility that they weren't documented, but I just want to make sure that there's no documentation that is missing.
Okay. Ms. Love addressed that point, number one. Is there any police report in regards to that conversation?
So she trying to bring witnesses up.
Did you check and make sure that there was not any?
I did not.
And she ain't there running through the proper channels.
I didn't get asked that question until now. I can ask. We did not have one. I know that, as you can see in the video file, when Investigator Gaither is talking to Walter Murphy, there are images that we don't have and didn't have and couldn't find. The images of the still shots from the surveillance footage, but I did not ask the question that Mr. Sharp just asked. I can inquire now. That's the first time that he's brought it to my
He asked
attention.
about that a couple days.
He did.
And she lying. She lying.
Conversation.
That was different now. When he asked me about the January 10th conversation with Kenneth Copeland, I did ask her that.
Does it exist?
She said that to the best of her recollection, she talked to him that night, but she doesn't know whether or not
But it's not recorded.
she's on camera. She said she
Jesus
seems to remember
Christ.
talking to him.
These people terrible, man.
Fashion.
If it ain't recorded, it don't need to be admissible.
We see on tape.
Yes, so I didn't ask that. I'll
Okay,
ask
you
her
can
that.
ask her that, and can you ask her if there are any reports from the other three individuals?
If it's not recorded, it's not admissible.
Already or what?
No, I didn't ask about the other three individuals. This is the first. I'll go ask about the other one now. So
All right.
1 second, she does that.
Okay.
They running a dirty campaign, man. Man, they is running a dirty ship over there at that prosecution office.
Sure.
So you got 3 witnesses, potential witnesses that you're gonna bring up to court that you talk to, but it's not documented. Come on now, make it make sense, somebody. Is that what she just said, or I'm tripping? But that's what it sounded like I heard. That's what it sounded like I heard. Yeah, y'all, but Tank do need to be careful. Tank do need to be careful. He do. Cause it look like Baltimore out to get Tank. You know they tried to keep him there. But the crazy thing about it is Tank wanted to stay in Baltimore at first until Baltimore started coming down on him. Then he tried to leave. Now they trying to make him stay. So it's hard, yo, when you get money, yo, and you try to stay in your hometown. It's like your home, yo. What I be thinking is your hometown don't want you around, yo, because it inspires other kids, and they need these kids committing crimes. They need blacks poor. It's so much money to capitalize off black people being poor, yo. They don't need examples of success in the hood. That's why I think they do it. You ain't gonna hear that from nobody else unless they got it from me, I promise you. Niggas don't talk like that. But that's why I think they do it. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
For demonstrative purposes, State's Exhibit 103, Bravo, Bravo, which I have shown.
There were no examples of success in the hood.
Bravo, Bravo,
None.
Alpha, which I've shown to the defense but can show again. If anybody wants to see it. Would you like to?
Yeah, ain't nothing else happening, y'all.
Have you had an opportunity to look at, and is this the video that you all located on Mr. Garlington's social media page?
Yes.
And was this from January 26, 2015?
Yes.
And is this an accurate reflection of the page as you all captured it?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to now show it to Councilwood.
Gotcha.
Does the video depicted in State's Exhibit 112 Bravo Bravo have sound to it?
It does.
And does it have more than one voice?
Yes.
Do you recognize the voices?
Mr. Williams and I want to speculate on the second person, but
We don't need to hear about a second person.
Your Honor, State's Exhibit 112 Bravo Bravo as evidence.
And it just states 112 Bravo Bravo. Basis.
Your Honor, the witness has laid this.
well,
Okay, that's who said that. I think Thug was creating a hazardous environment for himself, man. He was creating a God damn, I'm getting tired, y'all. Hazardous environment for himself by using them boys for the imagery, but wasn't helping them when they got in trouble.
Gang expert. What aspects of that incident
I went too far, y'all.
caused you to classify it as gang activity?
$23, $25.
About State's Exhibit 112 Bravo Bravo. Did you recognize?
Yeah, he should still be, because at the end of the day, he still don't got too much to do with none of these cases.
And did you recognize the voice of the person depicted in the video?
yes.
Was the video obtained from a public social media site that was accessible to anyone who is looking at that site?
Yes.
We will come back to that. I just want to ask you a few more questions about your investigation into Dexter Montgomery. Did you charge Walter Murphy in relation to, did you speak with Walter Murphy again after the August the 18th of 2015 interview that you did with Walter Murphy, his attorney, and Detective Dennis?
That's the question.
In the February the 16th, 2016 proffer that you did with Walter Murphy, did you obtain any more information than you had gotten in the other two interviews you had with him? Your Honor, I believe that I can ask the witness about the type of information she obtained.
I must sustain the court. I'm staying objection.
Yes, Your Honor. While you were speaking with Walter Murphy in the September 16, 2016 interview. I'm sorry, February 16, 2016 proffer. Was that a meeting that you requested between yourself and Walter Murphy?
No.
And where was that meeting held?
I sustain the objection, sir.
Okay. As you held that meeting and asked questions, was there interaction between Mr. Murphy and his attorney?
Yes.
I'm going to sustain the objection. I thought
Prior to that,
He objecting like a motherfucker.
2016 interview, did you take out charges for Walter Murphy as it related to the Sitco and the Browns Mill incident that occurred back in April, on April 12th of 2016? Would you tell the jury, with respect to the
I can't even hear why he objected. I'm just tripping because she know why he doing it.
Why did you classify the acts that occurred as criminal street gang activity?
I sustain the objection.
Your Honor, what aspects
The nigga said, yeah, nigga said, what the, god damn it. I sustain the objection, man. Move on, ask something else. Now she see how that shit feel, man. Let the people do their case, man.
April 12th,
So you can play at that game, man.
factored into, based on your knowledge, training, experience, and learning as an investigator and gang expert, what aspects of that incident caused you to classify it as gang activity?
Basis.
That it's definitely the same question.
I sustain the
Your Honor, this is an expert, and this is the
I
portion.
sustain the objection.
Yeah.
When crimes are committed,
She's still trying to ask the same question. That's what I'm saying. This what I mean by she's straddling the fence. I'm willing to bet she gonna still ask the same question, just in another way. Obviously, the question is out of bounds. The question is out of bounds. But she is just gonna keep trying and keep trying. And that's what's pissing the judge off.
and the persons committing the crimes make no effort to conceal identity. Does that hypothetically?
She hasn't pondered the question quite yet. Matter of fact, she's not going to make it.
At this point, since the court has qualified the witness, I will be asking a hypothetical. Your Honor, I have to demarcate, and at this point, I'm asking that the court.
Yeah, you better approach the bench.
Recognize and instruct that we are demarcating and asking expert opinion.
Go approach.
Yeah, I said that too. They better approach the bench. Now she finally get to see how that feel, man. I know they was frustrated when she was doing that, yo, early on in the trial, man. Like yo, see, that's the thing about trial. Like, he laughing. That's the thing about trial, man. It's give and take. You gotta let them people. That's why people say they all on the same team. You gotta let them people present their case as well. They should let you present your case, but you still gotta have the legal basis right. But when you do like what she was doing in the beginning of the trial, it's like, yo, come on now. All right, we can do that too. We can do that too, and that's what they showing her right now. We both can do that. That's why I'm tripping. Now she was out of control with that shit in the beginning of the trial. And then you gotta consider too, y'all, this trial's already long.
Sergeant Gaither, as we are getting a last exhibit, and Your Honor, we are intending to bring back the one that we tendered a moment ago with the court's instruction.
Which one now?
The 112 Bravo Bravo. That takes out the portion of the second speaker.
Are you trying to tender at this point in time, madam?
Your Honor, we would tender that exhibit with the caveat that
The court's earlier ruling?
yes, Your Honor, yes.
Any further objection, counsels, to states 112 Bravo Bravo? Basis. Okay, let's show that to
It's being.
Yo, he should be tied because it's a witch hunt. Like, he don't got really nothing. Thug, I told y'all, Thug is guilty of having 1 foot. Thug is guilty of using these boys. If he is guilty of anything, yo, that's what he's guilty of. He's guilty of using these boys for an image and not returning the favor when they need help. That's what Thug is guilty on, y'all. Like all this Rico shit, like, man, I don't see Rico. If I see Thug guilty of anything, that's what I see him guilty of, and I don't even think that's a crime. You know what I mean? I don't even think that's a crime, yo. Is it morally wrong? Yeah, it is. But is it a crime to just use niggas when you need them? No. But that's what Thug is guilty for, and that's why Thug is in this situation. He used them boys for an image. But when they was out here doing crimes and doing the things that they was doing, he ain't have nothing for them. That's what he's guilty of. He's guilty of being a bad friend. Or being an opportunist. Or a user. You know what I mean? But none of those things are criminal.
Because that question.
That's why, man, we need 1,000 people over here, man. If they want real information, they gotta come over here. Because they ain't getting this nowhere else.
You got Kleenex. Okay, that's good. All right. Okay, all right.
Yo look like Kendrick Perkins. The basketball player.
At the end of your investigation, would persons that you took out warrants for, that you charged.
Yeah, for real.
Actions in this particular case.
Yup. That's what they're guilty of, man.
Okay. And what did you charge them with?
Cloud chasing off their street credibility.
I did not.
I'll overrule that objection, sir.
Was 5 counts of criminal attempt murder, participation in criminal street gang activity, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, possession of a firearm by convicted felons. I believe that's it.
And what gang was it that you were charging them with committing crimes in furtherance of?
YSL.
Basis, sir. I'm gonna overrule the objection.
You may answer.
YSL.
He just did that because he didn't.
Thank you.
Like, that was a good objection.
The exception of the video that we are redacting with the court's ruling, I don't have any further questions at this time. With the court's permission to play that video after it's properly redacted and defense has had an opportunity to look at it.
Counsel, can I see you for a second, please? Just you know.
I'm trying to get to the video. This is a long day in court, y'all, and they ain't get nothing established.
These words are the relevant words and the co-signing the main message that Mr. Williams is speaking. And given that the video itself was publicly posted, we would ask, in light of the cases that we have cited, along with
So the video they referencing is when Thug was on Instagram, I think he said, man, niggas lie to their girls, niggas lie to their families, but they want to tell the truth when they get arrested or some shit like that. That's the video they talking about. Now, right now, the jury is not in the courtroom, from what I'm noticing. So I'm trying to see if they're going to allow that video to be played in court. Let's see.
Bagley, Bagguley, at 1987 SAPP, Lexus, 1 speaker, can satisfy Rule 9.
Over me, over my objection, I could not get in the lifestyle recording. It's a song by Rich Gang. When I had Trontavia Stevens on the phone or on the stand, you said to me, he doesn't know. You said you could get it in with someone else. It's words are showing that it's not a member of the gang, that it has a real lawful purpose, but you have the wrong witness.
Okay, why wouldn't, I'm just asking this question, Mr. Steele. Why wouldn't just when it boils down to it, the statements purportedly made by your client, why wouldn't those be admissions of a party opponent?
They need to be identified when they were made as a repost. When you're being shown as a repost, are they the same statements? People change things all the time. Like the statement's going to redact here. In the background, we start out with the state saying, you only hear yeah by other identified persons. You clearly hear the person saying, I'm going to lie on God. Snitching, I'm not going to say it, but EIT blank, ACHES, F, and then the N blank GGA. That's as far as I can blank you. So help you God. It's 17 seconds, and there are multiple speakers. It's not just 2 speakers, it's multiple speakers that right now the state may be able to get it. It's just like you told me. I'm not saying this may not be evidence that's important to the case. What I'm saying is there has to be the same foundation that the state lays, that you're making me lay, and that the case law supports. Now, if you let it in, an appellate court, they may say it was error, harmless error, it wasn't an abuse of discretion, it wasn't abuse of discretion. We understand that, but we're here now. The state cannot lay the foundation. They need a different way. They don't have the time. Just like in the last series of jail calls, they had to say what the date was. This was able to provide the dates. They know dates here. They know what reposting. They don't know if it's accurate statements. They're taking something off of the internet. It is exactly what you have told me. In the other cases that the state has cited, the witness was a member of those conversations.
Now make sure I hit that like button, share the video, share the live. Ain't nobody else breaking this ain't nobody else breaking this trial down like I am, I promise.
That is my statement. All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else?
If YouTube is giving me some rhythm, I'd do it every day.
Take a few minutes out. I take a couple. Think about it. Come back.
We solved the problem, man. Thug is guilty of being a user and just being a bad friend, man. That's what he's guilty of, man. Using these people for his own personal benefit. But when they needed him, he said, "Fuck them." Straight up. That should be a crime. I ain't gonna lie, that's some flaw ass thing to do as a person. But I don't think it's a RICO. Well, I'm sure it's not a RICO. A lot of times that crime be punishable by death in the streets. If we keeping it real.
So at the bottom it said at Thugger1, it referred to Mr. Williams' website.
I understand that.
And so all
But it's still a reposting.
And in doing so, Mr. Garlington was adoptively admitting Mr. Williams' words as our evidence book says, statements of a party opponent are admissible without
So they only got the original video.
or foundation. The definitional exemption for
He must have erased it.
It's on page 463. It's in 24.801 D2A. It's
24 days. About this issue, I've done it right. I just learned about it. The Supreme Court learned about the state's new position. I'd like time to look at it. My memory is not an admission, but I have to get you a case. I can't cite a case to one time. I apologize.
No, I mean, look, I'll give you the 5 or 10 minutes if you can find me a case that says it's not a statement against interest or a statement by a party opponent, but admission by a party opponent.
Yeah, but they don't even know what he's talking about.
I'll take that into consideration.
Who's saying he's talking about DK in
So
that?
I'm just gonna pause for just about 10 minutes, and I'll go ahead and let you all confer about that. Okay? As a statement against interest. I will, however, hear any argument as to whether or not it still falls within an admission by a party opponent.
Does the court have a preference for when each side speaks?
Okay, go ahead.
So, Your Honor, under 24.801 D2A, admission by a party opponent, I believe the question raised was whether it was an admission. 24.801 defines statement as an oral or written assertion. In this particular case, there was an oral assertion that if you lie to your folks, and get in court and tell the truth, you need to be killed. That's from me and YSL. But 248801 also defines a statement as nonverbal conduct of a person. The nonverbal conduct was capturing himself saying that, memorializing the assertion, the oral assertion that he made. So the exhibit itself qualifies as a statement because it contains both oral assertions and nonverbal conduct. And so therefore, under 248801 D2A, it is a statement of a party opponent, which is admissible without the presentation of any predicate or foundation. Additionally, Your Honor, 248801 D2E would make anything said by the people behind him who are co-signing as to what he is saying co-conspirator statements. They are literally.
We don't know who they
right.
are. So.
Right. And so what we hear happening by the primary and only relevant speaker, and that being the defendant Williams, is as he is saying, y'all need to get killed, bro. That's from me and YSL. There's no rejection.
Yeah, but did anybody die? Like, nobody died behind this, so I don't understand it. And he say from me and YSL, which means he is separating himself from YSL.
So, essentially, he's adopting those as his own as well.
He being Mr. Williams, so reportedly, right?
Yes. Okay. And so, we primarily stand on the admissions by a party opponent, and as to the commentary that is also heard, we would argue that Mr. Williams has adopted those, and that any argument to the contrary goes to the weight and not the admissibility of the statement.
Let's see, all right. Let's get to this thing. See what the judge got to say.
111, I should say 112, Bravo, Bravo. But that goes to 901.
My man, he need a new mic. You can hardly hear his ass.
It could reasonably be that it's your client and there's other.
Why is my phone making all these noises?
But there's nothing in there that would indicate to the court that has occurred.
Okay.
If there was, I would certainly take your argument, and that would be more applicable. But I understand, sir. I'm gonna basically overrule that particular. I'm not gonna overrule it, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm considering it for the proposition. It is.
Your Honor, in regards to the statements of other people on that video, those are not admissions by Mr. Williams. So are those being redacted? I recall, despite what was said in the bench, that the tape actually, I think at one point.
Let me see what my man right here got to say.
Sure.
And I just need about 3 or 4 minutes. I've got to say this because I've been sitting there after our conversations. Let me just preface it by saying, in any of our objections, whatever, you make a ruling. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, we move on. That's fine. If after your ruling, I've got a case that I want to bring to your attention, I say, Judge, reconsider your ruling based on this case, and you consider it, that's fine. If you don't want to consider it, that's fine too. But what I found objectionable, and I want the court to address with the state, is what happened at the bench early. There was an objection to the video. You made a ruling. We moved on. The state came back up and made representations to you. And they weren't representations based upon some new case law that they had found. There were representations, misrepresentations that were made directly to you, all of us standing there right there at the bench. She said something very, very fact-specific in an attempt to get you to readdress the issue again. Madam Prosecutor said, I want you to listen to the 17-second video, because what you based your ruling on was that the parties in the background couldn't be identified. All right? And Madam Prosecutor said to you, and was not accurate, and I'm going to be charitable and say that she was disingenuous. What she said was, these people in the background, the only thing that you hear are people saying, yeah, yeah. That's it. When Mr. Steele corrected her and said that's not true, she said, Mrs. Steele is not accurate. What Mrs. Steele just told you is not true. The only thing you can hear in the background is yeah, yeah. And actually, when she stepped up there, it was in an attempt to act as though she didn't know what your ruling previously was, because their attempt was to go ahead and play the video at that time, despite your previous ruling. My point is this. After you decided to reconsider, you wanted to hear the video yourself, you had a chance to hear. You had a chance to hear what we had already heard, what we knew it said, what they knew it said. And there are at least 5 or 6 different things on that video audio that were in contradiction of what Madam Prosecutor said. On God, snitching bitches. I'ma tell a lie on God. That's what I'm talking about. No back and forth with you, bro. Fuck nigga. I'm not just saying that for emphasis. I'm saying that because what she said to you was inaccurate. At some point, Your Honor, I'm asking you to. We've had this conversation about candor.
You gotta address that.
Over the course of the past number of weeks.
3.3.
Yeah. We've had that conversation about it. And when we step up to you and we make a representation, it ought to be candid and it ought to be truthful. And what she said, and look, if she wins the motion, ultimately she wins. But you don't do it by standing there 3 feet from you in your face and lying to the court. And that's what she did. And she knew what she was doing, and it's not right. You heard Mr. Steele. Mr. Steele said, Your Honor, I am willing to surrender my bar card and have her surrender her bar card if what she is saying is true. He wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong. She was not candid with the court. And at some point, you've got to say to the parties, if I'd done that, I would expect you to say, Mr. Adams, don't do that again. Don't step up to me and lie to try and get me to rule or overrule something I've already ruled on. Don't do it again.
Look at her.
You ought to say that to them. We're not playing games in this courtroom. These are these people's lives at stake. And like I said, sometimes...
I told you, man, she a habitual line stepper.
But you don't get the court to address something or readdress something like that. That's all. Say something to them is all I'm requesting.
All right, sir. You may.
Yeah. I would not have asked the court to listen to the 17-second video.
But what you did tell me, Ms. Love, wasn't the entirety of what was purportedly on states 112 Bravo. It did have other statements on it. It's different if you'd have told me.
She tried to lie to get
listen for yourself. Not just yeah.
Your Honor, my recollection, and I'm going to speak candidly because it's been
I would hope there'd be nothing less than candor.
And Your Honor, that's what I've been pushing for all along. There have been times, as the court is aware, that we have been at the bench and misrepresentations, bald misrepresentations have been made, and the court has seen my reaction to them. I am the one that's constantly saying I have a duty of candor to the court.
All of you do.
We do. And when Mr. Adams just read those series of things that he read, those half of what he said, I didn't catch. The part that I did catch and remember is the part I kept repeating just now, snitching bitches. And I didn't even recall that part was there.
Man, she a goddamn lie. She is a goddamn lie.
And the relevant speaker was Mr. Williams. And Your Honor, I'd ask, we can do this in chambers or wherever, but Your Honor, certain requests and comments to the court have risen to a level of being not true motions or requests based on legal analyses, but more leveled specifically on a personal level, which I've attempted to stay away from. Whatever one's reason for doing what they do, if it's to better advocate for their client, that is fine, they're entitled.
Well,
But
you're not entitled to do everything in whatever position you're from, be it the state or be it the defendants, because you have a overall right.
Yo, she really in here trying to play victim.
I agree, Your Honor.
There are certain things you just cannot do anyways. Zealous advocacy is one thing, but it should never be confused for misstatements or for anything else that's not less than candid to the court. I think both sides, you all are fighting very diligently and valiantly about your respective sides. And you know, as I said a couple of days ago, what the public sees is, you know, there's friction between the state, the defense, and the court. That is natural, and it is good for the system because it shows that we are not in collusion with one another. The justice is what it will be, and whatever this jury will decide.
They definitely in collusion.
What I am going to just
to a certain level.
Everyone to kind of relook is what you tell each other, what you tell me, because there have been times where I have not received, I would consider what is accurate information. Let me just put it that way. Okay, and I know, and I'm not trying to attribute, you know, dishonesty to any party, but you know, I have to rely. All courts have to rely upon counsel for their representation. So if you can't remember what it is, just say, tell me that. It's just like your duty to, when upon asked if there's any adverse position to this particular statute of law, you're required to tell me. I mean, so I mean, I understand there's zealous advocacy, but I would also just remind everybody within the sound.
Here they ready to play the let me see what Joe said.
Investigator Gaither, when she returns on Monday, to bring all of her reports related to the Dexter Montgomery case?
Remember, she's retired from APD.
Okay, well,
I can't, look, it's not a deposition, okay? It's not, okay? But I think she's going to be on the stand a little while for cross. So I would think that, and the state, have you asked her independently outside, or?
I asked where her reports are. I didn't specifically ask her to bring them. If you'd allow me to walk out there, and I just don't want her to leave. I'd like her to bring her reports on Monday.
If she has them.
Well, if she has them, of course.
If she don't got them, she shouldn't be testifying to them.
Why don't you ask her now so I can go ahead and do that, and then we'll know, and I can put that for the purposes of the record. Just ask her that, and I'll take up something else right now, okay?
Mr. Sharp, did you ask her outside my presence?
So nigga, a lot of they woman.
I understand that, but did you also ask her if she has it?
Alright, so this is the tape they was talking about. It's coming up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram.
So Joy just came back in.
Proceed, madam.
Thank you, Your Honor. Permission to publish State's Exhibit 112, Bravo, Bravo.
Any further objection that has otherwise been not noted or post the record? All right, I'm going to admit State's 112 Bravo Bravo over objection with the caveats that the court has already ruled upon and published as you see.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So nigga, a lot of they mama, a lot of they kids, a lot of they brothers and sisters, they ain't get ready in the courtroom and tell the God honest truth. Fuck, nigga. Don't get it. Y'all niggas need to get fucking killed, bro. You snitching bitches. From me and YC.
Yeah, I don't understand what the relevance was to that was. Oh, okay, I see. She's trying to tie that into what DK told this girl over the phone. You know what's gonna happen to me if I she dirty, man. She trying to tie that conversation with Thug said online to what DK said over the phone as the reason why he was scared to talk. I wouldn't mind friend that Young Thug just was talking, man. I mean, that man just was talking, yo. Cause he not even fucking with them like that. That's why you can't just get online and say anything.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, given the fact that it is Wednesday at 5:05 and we've had this was the work week that I promised you. At this point, we're going to recess for today, and since it's a natural stopping point, we'll go ahead and we'll reconvene on Monday. So,
man, she gonna lose. She gonna lose this case for them, y'all. She gonna lose this case. She is gonna lose this case. Shit, I'm getting tired though, y'all, man. Shit, I appreciate everybody, yo. Do y'all want to see what's going on with Melly real quick? Yo, they talking about Melly might not start to 2026. Yo, at this point, yo, they is holding Melly hostage. They holding that man hostage at this point, man. A witness got arrested 5 days ago. Look at this goofy. You probably learned nothing on that video. Ain't no point in you going there. This shit is sad. Where's the news at? I probably gotta go to Google. So right now, YNW Melly is in prison, y'all. They got him in prison. They moved him from the jail he was at. And I was talking to my man, I think it was Jet Life. That's his name. What's his name? Oh, Lord Trapstar. He the one sent me this information. And it's a number of ways, a number of reasons why they could have moved them. Bortland could be testifying, you know, he could have turned state. Or it could be just something simple as they got them on keep separates. And they was passing notes back and forth. So they sent Melly to they sent Melly to prison. But he was just in court the other day. I might gotta go to Google. On the news, you're just sending me the other people's videos, and I don't be really interested in them. What's this? I'm surprised he ain't gained no weight yet. Like, that is amazing. Like, how you been locked up all that time and ain't gained no weight? He'll probably gain 5 pounds. I'm gonna go to Google, y'all, because I can't find it on here. update. YNW Melly updates. Yeah, yo, but Thug attends here in Broward County of double murder trial on hold. Yeah, Young Thug guilty of using them boys for imagery. You see how he was all with them niggas in that video. He was with them in that video, but that was around the same time when they said, yo, call Thug, put up a fundraiser, or man, Thug need to pay for my lawyer. Nigga said, man, fuck no. He ain't gonna do that. I don't know why you asked that. And then what Big Man say after that? Yo said something wild that I forgot. But that blew me away. I said, damn, they really ain't like y'all. Hope you paying attention. So I'm just gonna read this article, y'all, cause I can't find no video, even though it is video, cause I seen it on somebody. I seen it on Instagram. I seen it on Instagram. It's a video of him in court. What news channel was that? South Florida. South Florida news. Oh shit. Damn, yeah. Alright, South Florida news. The reporter roundtable. News about Haiti. Alright, I'm just gonna read the article, y'all. Read the article. It's a rapper YNW Melly attended a hearing Friday as his double murder retrial in Broward County remains on hold. The rapper, whose real name is Jamel Demons, is accused of murdering two of his childhood friends, Chris YNW Juvie Thomas and Anthony YNW Sack Chaser Williams, in a 2018 after late night recording session by making it look like a drive-by shooting. The first trial against Melly ended in mistrial. Let's get to it, the new shit. A judge ruling in January to suppress a promotional video about Melly's life from evidence prompted prosecutors to file an appeal. And now, the entire case is delayed until that appeal goes through the appellate courts, which could take months. Suppress a promotional video about Melly's life from evidence. Why do they want that suppressed from evidence? So they don't want the jury to get a detail. So his life they don't want the jury to hear about his life. I wonder why. Friday's hearing was held after Melly's attorney asked to discuss outstanding motions in the case. Matter of fact, let me pull this up. Let me pull it up. The first trial against Melly ended in mistrial. Judge ruling suppressed. Friday's hearing was held after Melly's attorney asked to discuss outstanding motions in the case. They want to proceed with discovery, including taking depositions. But prosecutors claim The hearing shouldn't be held since the appeals court hasn't issued a stay in the proceedings. Judge John J. Murphy III ruled in January that the jury should not see the 20-minute documentary about Melly's life and rise to fame, which was filmed just before the double murder. The video often shows Melly holding a weapon. Who? A judge ruled in January. So the state is trying to show this. I mean, the defense is trying to show this. Judge John J. Murphy III ruled in January that the jury should not see the 20-minute documentary about Melly's life and rise to fame, which was filmed just before the double murder. The video often shows Melly holding a gun, holding a weapon. In the last few seconds, it mentions the deaths of Thomas and Williams. The defense argued the video was hearsay. Also, no, the prosecution is trying to show this video. But the state says proved Melly was at the scene of the crime. How? Because the appeal was in order of granting a motion to suppress evidence, the stay is automatic, the state argued Friday. They said that the judge did not have the authority to allow discovery to proceed while the case is on appeal. The defense said the rules do not require a blatant stay on all issues and said it wants to explore, among other things, the broadness of a search warrant and text messages. So this stay is holding up the whole court process. But while all of this is going on, Melly haven't received the bail. He haven't received the bail. They sent them to prison, and we going on 6 years. We is going on 6 years, y'all. But this is how the system run, y'all. But it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like, yo, they get these high profile people, and they just trying to make a case. You know, they trying to make a case out of nothing. The evidence ain't there. But they're going to make a case stick because if they lose, it make them look bad. It's all about saving face. But meanwhile, while they saving face, they got people's lives in their hand. They got people's lives in jeopardy. This shit is crazy, man. At least give them a bail, yo. That's all I can say. At least give them a bail, man. How is that justice having this man sitting there all this time while they figure things out? Because that's what we at this point. They trying to figure things out, and they got this man in prison now, going on in jail. Well, now he is in prison, but I'm sure they probably got him on PC, would make it even worse, because they can't mix him with the inmates that's doing time, unless they got a separate jail unless it's all in the same jail. But if they don't got a section that got pre-trial, they can't mix him with the inmates that's doing time. But why they trying to figure this out? They should give him a bail, yo. And not just have this man sitting in here, yo. Because that's bullshit. Straight up. That's bull. But I'm ready to go, though, yo. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, yo. Cash App at the bottom of the screen if y'all want to donate to the channel, yo. This is a good live. I think we covered a lot. You know what I mean? I think we got to the bottom of... I've been saying it, but I think we just got to the bottom of why Thug is in this situation. Thug is in this situation because Thug used them boys. He used them for his image, but he didn't mess with them, and they really didn't like him. But they allowed themselves to be used because they got a chance they got a touch at the life, They got a glimpse of what the life was like, but Thug wasn't really rocking with them. And they ain't really rock with Thug. This is a situation where two groups of people didn't even deal with each other. One was beneficial to the other and vice versa. But now Thug is on trial for the crimes that these boys committed that Thug ain't got nothing to do with. And if Thug is guilty of anything, he's guilty of being a user. Clout chasing off his people's names. But a Rico? Hell no. But let me know how y'all feel about us in the comments. It's Never Dead, keep it G News, and I'm out.